Thank you everyone for coming. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Enu Karana Harder, and I will be giving you some details about my background as well as the program and how everything fits in. I did want to first of all say that I'm here. I was a program coordinator for this program, but I'm here in lieu of Professor Janine Lafort. She was unable to make it, so she is the main contact, but I just wanted to make sure that we were here for you to present this program of international business. So first of all, just quickly to give you a little background on myself, we do share our faculty backgrounds so that students can understand where are our strengths, where are our experiences, and our academic work. So I have an undergraduate honors Bachelor of Business degree from Wilfrid Laurier, and I also have a minor in philosophy. So the minor in philosophy is very helpful in logic and teaching logic and analytics. My graduate work was in finance, political science, and education. And I have 17 years of marketing, product development, training experience in public and private organizations. And when I say public and private, that's like corporations that are for profit, as well as public corporations or governmental organizations. So they're very different or types of organizations to work for. Industries I've worked in are pharmaceuticals, hydroelectric, petrochemical, education, and not-for-profit. I have owned and sold 3 of my own businesses, and presently I have a real estate development business. Again, I'm in international business, and my focus in my life has been international travel and culture. That is just a passion of mine, and I bring that in with a lot of tutorials about how to communicate in a cross-cultural fashion, and that really does help in the sense of creating better business relationships internationally. So now that we're we've talked a little bit about myself, I wanted to talk about the International Business B411 program. And the business world is complex, and due to globalization, we have been involved more and more from Canada in international trade. And that has been absolutely fantastic for us, because Canada is a small country. It's 37 million people, but it is also a country with a great deal of skills and a lot of resources. So we've had the United States and Mexico as free trade partners for the last 30 years. And since then, we've seen our GDP quadruple. So trade is very, very helpful in building up your economy and improving your GDP. So we look at this program and we encompass a lot of different disciplines. So as you saw my background, a lot of the faculty in this area have a lot of different diverse backgrounds, because international business is very diverse. So we have strategic planning, law, finance, logistics, and marketing that we discuss as disciplines that you learn in this program. The International Business Graduate Certificate Program is basically there to sort of simplify this, sort of drum down all these different areas and actually give you some skills and analysis to move forward in that environment. And we use case analysis. Case analysis in business was really pioneered by Harvard University. And I know my business school, Wilfrid Laurier, used the Harvard method. We encourage that as well, and not just teach theory, but teach cases. And we have a guest speakers series to actually expose the students to international business people and their experiences so they can learn from that. So what will you learn? Well, you will learn documents and procedures in the movement of product through the global supply chain. This is a very major function of this program is to actually learn some of those administrative processes and what you need to get product through, and statutory and regulatory compliance as well. What are the different rules? And those are very important. Then again, as I mentioned, we talk about cultural etiquette, business protocols, ethical standards, and legal practices. Now, this is really important, that cross-cultural communication is so important that that most of the business dealings that fail are due to cross-cultural misunderstanding. So that is a really important aspect that we talk about, and that includes different business protocols and different ethics and legal practices in different countries. International payment instruments and options are also discussed. How are we moving the money, excuse me, the money around the world, and how is that done, either through banks and different mechanisms, and foreign exchange strategies, because that is another huge issue in international business. So just to let you know, this whole area is in our Center of Business program, and we're in the School of Management. So let's just quickly talk about the courses for a minute. So in semester 1, you will take 6 courses, and those courses are usually scheduled between Monday and Friday, 8 to 6. We're on this online environment for a while, so all sorts of rules are changing all over the place, but normally, okay, so I'll give you a quick few words on each course so you can understand what the courses are. The Global Trade Assessment, and I will tell you which ones I've personally taught, so because there's some that I haven't, because we need specialists to teach them, but the Global Trade Assessment I do teach. It teaches a lot of research skills, how to find information, how to write a proper research report, how to get data on countries, on industries, statistics on growth, all sorts of marketing and business information that you would require to start up a business or make a business decision or an entry to a new market. That's Global Trade Assessment. International Sales and Marketing I've also taught, and that is all about the sales strategies, as well as all the marketing theory and practice of how you would market goods and what are all your options. Supply chain management is taught by a specialist, of course, because they're supply chain, and this is about the whole global supply chain and all the mechanisms that go with it. International market strategies I do teach, and again, this is taking the theory of how you sort of process all the information to make a decision whether you enter the Vietnamese market or you enter the French market, and all the information that you require to make a proper decision. So your global trade assessment skills really come in handy. Introduction to freight forwarding, I also teach that. And this is all about that whole freight forwarding process with modes of transportation, rules and regulations of ocean, air, truck and rail, and all of those. And this is the first part of that course. There's 2 parts. And then we have a customs expert that teaches customs procedures, and you learn the different rules of customs from Canada and other parts of the world and procedures. Then in semester 2, you take international trade finance, and this is primarily to do with the financial instruments that are used in international business and financial theory to be in that international business environment. International trade management is like it's like a very wide business course just for international. So in this part, in this course, and I've taught this one as well, it's very wide. One week we'll do marketing. The next week the topic will be customer service management. The next week it could be finance. The next week it could be production. It's basically taking every week taking a different aspect of international business overall. So if you're a business manager, you understand all the different areas and how they come together. And then there's the international introduction to freight forwarding 2 and customs procedure 2. These are the follow-ups to the first 2. Then we also, I'll just skip ahead, we have an international business speaker series. And every week here, there is an international business person in their particular capacity. It could be a lawyer, it could be a business person that does market entry, all sorts of different aspects. They come to speak to the students, and the students have a Q&A with them, and then write up an assignment to encapsulate what they've learned. And the last one I left was the capstone project. The capstone project is where in groups, students work together in a simulated real life environment and all semester, and they're guided by their prof. And at the end of the semester, you sort of take everything you've learned in all the other 11 courses. And this is what we call the capstone course, where you apply all that knowledge and create a report and a business decision based on everything you've learned. And this is done in a simulation fashion, but in a very real life fashion, to sort of give you that ability to synthesize everything you've learned. Okay. What's your career going to be like? Well, there are thousands of jobs that you could go into because it's business and it's international. There's a lot of aspects, but some of the jobs that our graduates have gone into are like export control analyst, junior import coordinator, logistics coordinator, logistics and customs coordinator, customs rater. The reason that these seem very specific is that those are really general areas, but this is a program that teaches you practical skills in customs and logistics and freight forwarding. So a lot of our students choose to go to a freight forwarding company and work and move their way up, or a logistics or a supply chain company. But there are a multitude of other professions. And we're also affiliated with industry designations that you can work toward. So you can work toward your certificate in a certified international trade professional. And as well, you could work on your customs specialist or your freight forwarding certifications. What I want to stress here is you take courses that are accepted at George Brown into these certifications, but it's those governing bodies that decide what else you have to do. So you don't automatically get these certifications, but you're well on your way if you finish this program. And we have an accredited educational partner with FIT, the Forum for International Trade Training. And this is a body that sets the standards for international trade and training. So it's a great affiliation that will help you in the long run as well. And I have, just as my final slide, just provided some information on who to contact for admissions, who to contact if you're an international student, who to contact for financial aid. But this is an overall, I hope, somewhat good summary of what our program is about, but I'm sure you might have some questions.
Thank you, Anu.
Thank you.
So if anyone has some questions, please feel free to use the Q&A function again, which is located at the bottom of your screen. And Anu or myself will do our best to answer these questions to the best of our ability. Just trying to make sure I see all of them. And if you prefer to maybe ask your question, feel free to raise your hand and we could open up the mic for you. Okay, we do have one that just came in. Hi, do we have any placement options after we are done with our program?
Yes, we have a career services, and this is a different special department, but we work very closely with, and they're responsible for posting. They post a great number of jobs for George Brown students. So that is an area that they guide you on putting together your resume, helping you with interview skills, and you can scan through those job postings and apply as a George Brown student. That is one aspect. The other aspect that we really recommend, and this is a very strong thing in business, is that students start networking as much as they can right away, which means reaching out to business leaders, reaching out to places to volunteer, reaching out to so that people can get to know them. So but we have a lot of support.
Excellent. And I just dropped in the chat a link for more information on work experience opportunities, co-op, internship, etc.
Perfect, Keisha. Thank you.
Next question is, does the course teach us about the documentation related to import and export in detail?
Yes, in a way, you have the customs procedures are very detailed. It's done by a customs broker, a certified customs broker. So you have documentation there. You will see also all sorts of documentation like bills of lading, which is in freight forwarding, etc. But yes, you do have enough information and enough skills coming out of this program to get some of those jobs as junior customs clerk, etc., to learn more. And then eventually, if you decide to specialize in that area, then you're well on your way also and work towards your certified customs broker.
Excellent. Next question is, I was planning for one, I'm just trying to understand what they wrote here, 1+1 PG diploma courses. After IBM, what do you suggest should be the second relevant course that could add value?
Oh, I see. So you were looking at 2 one-year programs. We have a lot of different programs. Some of our students, depending on if you've looked at the postgraduate list, we have students going into like in sales and marketing, or even sports and event marketing, whatever they're interested in. Financial planning is another very popular one. So there are a lot, but what I would recommend is that if you're starting with IBM, you're getting a very broad view of a lot of different subjects. And as you're taking the course, you'll start gravitating towards certain other programs. And once you're in this course, then you can also talk to the program coordinators of those other programs to get information. But until you start this course, you won't know what you really like and what direction. So, but most students, they within a few months, they know kind of where they're going to go with it. But yeah, finance is very, very popular as well.
Excellent. Next question is, which 8-month program can suit best post completion of IBM course at George Brown College?
Can suit best completion of IBM. I'm understanding, are you asking which program you would take after IBM or before?
Yeah, it seems as though they want to know what program is best after they complete an IBM course.
Yeah, that's similar to the question I think I just answered. And you won't know that until you start taking your first semester, because I could tell you that you should take financial planning, or I could tell you should take sport and event, but I don't know you. You are going to find what you're interested in. And I always recommend to students, take what you're interested in, not what you think will get you a job. Because if you're interested in it, I will guarantee you'll get a job, because you'll be excited about it and you'll do well at it. So if you take IBM, then the next course, we have a list of postgraduate courses. Keisha, I don't know if we have the link for that, postgraduate courses, but with those postgraduate courses, you're going to gravitate to one of those because you're going to be interested in the content. I hope I've answered your question on that.
Excellent. Next question is, how long after we submit our admissions form should we expect a reply from the college? Okay, that one, Carvin, I'm just going to give you the link for the admissions. I do believe they are available today during the open house. They are best suited to answer that question, because that is a completely different department that deals with that. So I will put that in the chat in case anybody else wants to.
And actually, Keisha, I'm wondering if that student is international or domestic, because there's two different admissions.
Exactly. Good point. So I will put both links.
Yeah, because we don't know. Yeah.
International and domestic students.
Actually, it's also in my slide presentation, the last slides.
Excellent. Let me just get this here. I will put it in the chat just in case anyone else wanted to know that. Yes, so Carvin, I hope you can see that in the chat. Okay, so yes, they are international students. So there you have it.
Yeah, international is very specific. They have their own department and they take care of all of that. They help you with all sorts of logistics as well, with documentation.
Yes. Okay. Okay, next question is, should I choose this course over supply chain, the supply chain program?
How long is the supply chain program that you're looking at? Is it also 8 months?
They have a follow-up to that. So they said, I have a bachelor's in business admin, and I have worked in manufacturing for 4 years, where I have dealt with purchasing and manufacturing of goods, quality issues as my main responsibilities. I'm confused between supply chain and international business. And they were referring to the 1 year.
The 1 year one? Mm-hmm. The supply chain one is very, very focused just on that global supply chain and working through all the issues of distributors, freight forwarding. It sounds like, now what did the student do? They did manufacturing?
They have a bachelor's in business admin and have worked in manufacturing for 4 years, where they dealt with purchasing and manufacturing of goods, quality issues as their main responsibilities.
Okay, so you've got a great deal of excellent experience. You could go into either. With the supply chain one, you would have to make a decision that that's kind of where you're going to focus your career. With international business, you can go into a myriad of different things. So if you are wanting to specialize in supply chain, then I would say take the supply chain. And if you are wanting to just get a broad base because you're not really interested in just being in supply chain and you want to have a broader view, then take IBM. So, and supply chain, as you know, there's a lot of jobs in supply chain, so it's an excellent program as well.
Perfect. Next question is, in the past, most of the student got jobs in which industries? As in, which industries recruit most post this course?
Post this course, from what I have seen, is that it's been more of the freight forwarders, the logistics companies, the customs, the government, which is Canada Border Services. They recruit from us. And I've tried to widen that. I worked with RBC, and now we have a tremendously fantastic relationship with Royal Bank, which is I think it's our largest bank. Anyways, I started bringing Royal Bank online, and from what I'm hearing with our dean, who's also working on, who's working at a higher level, that we have just created a whole bunch of jobs. So banking is going to be another one where this program, the students are going to be working in banking and trade finance as well.
Amazing. Okay. Next question is this program fully online for the fall 2021, or are we going to have few in-person classes? Yeah, this
hasn't been formally announced, but
yeah,
I think Keisha, they're going to announce pretty soon. But
so yeah, basically we're just going to follow the Ontario guidelines as to where they put our I'm trying to answer this in the most
because we have the Ontario guidelines that we have to follow by law.
exactly.
But also the college has to announce something fairly soon, because they have so many international students at our college that those students need to go and get visas, etc. So from what I have, it's not official what I'm telling you, but it would be pretty logical that we're probably going to go online for September, just because of the logistics of getting people from all over the world here, when we're restricting airlines right now. So, but it's so hard to tell.
Yeah. So basically, whatever the government deems as safe,
yes,
is what we're going to follow. But we really remain optimistic that we'll be back. But
yeah,
as long as it's safe,
we'll do our best
to
be back. That's all we can do at this point. But we can't thwart the rules of our own government. So yes.
Exactly. Okay, next question is, do we need to have a professional banking certification after this program to pursue a career in banking and finance?
Well, no, yes and no. You do not need it, because we have some connections in banks, and you come in at an entry level and you learn and move your way up. After that, if you want to move really higher into directorship or vice presidency, that sort of thing, of course, then you may want to do a master's degree. But at the beginning, to start your career and have a good solid career, no, you don't need anything else. We've placed a lot of students with banks.
Excellent. Next question is, what is the average age of program participation in the class?
That changes every single year. I would say on the whole, from what I've observed, most of the students are between 22 and 32. That's the major range. But then there might be 5 to 10%, maybe 10% that are older than that, and are mature students that have had a lot of experience. So, but 90% of the class is in that age range.
Wonderful.
That could change, right? Everything changes semester to semester.
Definitely. Okay, so that concludes all the questions that came in. I am just going to also drop in the chat the link to the lobby for today's open house. So I know other people had some questions regarding admissions and financial aid. They are available today during the open house. So please feel free to check out the lobby and see which services you would like to get more information from. And then I will also put in the link, the business let's call it a lobby as well. So
Oh,
you could
okay.
just, you could also see the other programs, sessions that are happening in the Center for Business. So both of those are in the chat right now. Let me just
Perfect.
double check. Oh, okay, there was one more question. Do you have a May intake?
Yes, I honestly, I don't know if what we're doing this term because I'm not really the program coordinator for this term. I believe we do, but you would check with admissions on that.
Yeah, it's also.
I mean, I know we officially do. I don't know where the status is. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
let me
yes,
just
you could
see
check
if
with
I
admissions.
can find that right now, if there's a May intake.
Oh, okay.
This
We always have
program
one.
code is B4. I'm drawing a blank.
11.
B4 11. Perfect. Let me quickly check. And oh, as a domestic student. Okay.
Okay, that's.
Let's see if I could cooperate with me right now. Okay, so right now the program is available for the fall 2021 and the winter 2022 and then spring of 2022.
Perfect. Okay,
And that's for
that's
domestic.
helpful. That's helpful, Keisha, because I know things have been in flux, so that's great.
Yes. Okay, and I'm just gonna take this last question and then we'll have to wrap up because we do have other wonderful sessions to go to as well, and also want to be mindful of a news time. Does the course also teach us about hedging strategy?
Yes, there are sections on hedging, and they would be in the trade finance and a couple of other courses. We touch upon it as well in different ways. So yes, you will learn about hedging.
Excellent. Okay, so I think that is it. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this morning. I know it's bright and early on a Saturday morning, so I'm so happy that you did take some time to join us and learn a little bit more about this program. Anu, if you have any last words to share.
Thank you, Keisha. Excellent job. And thank you to all of you who've come and listened and asked questions. Great questions. The only thing I was maybe going to say is maybe we want to put Janine's email in the chat because I don't know if she's posted on the website, but if they need a contact, that's the program coordinator.
Yes, perfect. I will put that in the chat right now.
So I'll fill Janine in and send her these slides, and she will follow up because she's the most has the most up-to-date information on what's going on.
Excellent. All right, that's it, folks. Thank you again. Have a wonderful weekend, and please enjoy the rest of the George Brown College Open House.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.